Aaron, I'm about to clock out.
Okay. Good job today.
You had the day off, right? Are you at home now?
I've been home all day.
Could you go ahead and take a bath? I made some food in advance, so dinner will be ready to eat right away. Once you've finished bathing, all that's left is to hit the hay.
Ah. Was the plan to eat the food you prepped?
Yes, it was. Was there something wrong? You don't want to eat what I prepped?
No, that's not it. It's just that the food you prepped is gone.
What happened? Did you eat it?
It got thrown out.
What? You threw it out? I worked hard cooking that on my day off. Why would you do that?
I didn't throw it out. It was my mom.
Huh? Did your mother come over again?
She cooked me a meal. But our fridge was filled with the food you'd prepped, right? So she threw out your food and put hers in before she left.
That's the worst. Why didn't you stop her? I worked hard on that.
Well, if I'd stopped her, my mom would have been nagging me. It's better to throw out your food than to make my mom mad.
But it didn't need to be thrown away. You could have just eaten all my prepped food tonight. It feels like she purposely threw it out.
What's done is done. We can't help it. Let it go. Let's eat my mom's cooking tonight. She put a lot of effort into it. I guarantee it tastes good.
But are you okay with eating your mother's cooking?
What do you mean, okay?
You've been on a low-salt, low-carb diet since your health screening. Your mother's cooking tends to be fatty and heavily seasoned. I don't think you should be eating that right now.
Well, as long as I don't eat it every day, it should be fine, right? I think we can finish it in about a week. Once we finish it, I'll get back to my low-salt diet.
Won't your mother bring more of her cooking by the time we run out? If we accept it once, she'll take it as a sign to keep doing it, you know?
That's when you'll have to find a way to politely say no.
Why me? You should be the one to say that.
She's making this food for me. If I say no, it'll cause a conflict.
If I'm the one who says it'll cause even more conflict, she might think of me as a rebellious wife if I decline.
That's why you have to figure out how to say it nicely.
Don't be so irresponsible. You always push troublesome matters onto me. Can't you cut it out?
Don't say that my mom is troublesome.
Well, she is though. She often barges into our home and does unnecessary things like today.
But she's doing it for me. It's a mother's love, wanting her son to eat his favorite food. You can't just push her away.
I'm not sure about that. You're not a child anymore, you know? You're a mature adult who's married and has a family. Isn't your mother being too intrusive?
Well, yeah. But she's doing it out of concern for me. So it can't really be helped, right?
So am I just supposed to be okay with this? Every time your mother meddles, I end up feeling awful.
You're so narrow-minded. Most older people are meddlesome. Stop making a fuss over small things. Are you going through menopause or something?
Don't you think anyone would complain if their cooking was thrown out? Why are you always defending your mother? Just so you know, I'm also angry about your attitude.
I told you, there's no use talking to my mom. She won't listen. Don't take away the small joy of an old lady whose days are numbered.
Hey, can I have a word with you? Your mother just dropped off a ton of homemade face masks.
What? Why face masks?
She says she wants you to use them. She thinks store-bought face masks are bad for the skin, so she wants you to use her homemade ones. There must be about 50 of them here.
No, I won't be using them. I believe the store-bought face masks are much more better in quality.
Well, then you tell your mother that. Remember when she gave us a bunch of hand-knitted sweaters and scarves? You never used them, so they're just stashed away in our closet. It's frustrating when we receive stuff we won't use.
Mom really can be a handful. Who wears hand-knit sweaters these days? Anyway?
If you're not going to wear them, just throw them out. I'll throw out these face masks too, if you're not going to use them.
You can't just throw out stuff she made for me. We could use the face masks as rags or something.
These thin little pieces of cloth aren't suitable for rags. If you don't want them, you should return them to her.
What am I supposed to say to her? I don't want to hurt her feelings.
Just tell her the truth, that you don't need them. Stop accepting things and then leaving them out. Even when your mother left the food, I was the one who ended up eating the most part.
Well, I got tired of it.
I got tired of it too.
But you know, Mom's cooking is really not good for my body, right? If I eat my mom's cooking, it'll make my body feel unwell. My stomach will feel heavy, and it'll mess with my digestion.
That's why I told you to stop. So, what are we going to do about these face masks?
Maybe we can secretly sell them off. On some app like Poshmark or something.
Do you really think you can sell these? And besides, you're just going to dump this on me again, aren't you? I'm busy with my job too, you know? It's already a struggle balancing work with house chores.
All right, I'll take care of it eventually. Just leave them somewhere for now. I can use them to polish shoes or something.
You say that, but I bet you're just going to let them sit. Those sweaters have been sitting there for over a year now.
I promise I'll deal with it this time.
Don't disappoint me. And it's not just the face masks that she's been noisy about. She even wanted to start a vegetable garden in our backyard. Of course, I firmly refused.
A garden? In our tiny backyard?
Yeah, she said she wanted you to eat fresh vegetables.
Well, that's something. But why would she want to start a garden in our yard? She could do it at her own house.
I don't know. I can't understand your mother's way of thinking.
A vegetable garden, huh? But wouldn't that mean we wouldn't have to buy vegetables anymore? It's not entirely a bad idea, is it?
But in the end, it'll be me taking care of the garden, won't it? Give me a break. I absolutely hate bugs, and there's no way I can work on a garden. There's no way I could juggle work and gardening.
Oh, come on. At least make an effort.
I absolutely don't want to.
Well then, should we make her come over every day to tend the garden?
Hold on a sec. You want to have your mother over every day? That's going to drive me crazy.
Well, I guess having her around every day could be annoying.
Recently, I feel like your mother's meddling is escalating. I really wish she'd back off. When I said no to her about the garden, she tooted at me. Am I the bad one here?
Maybe it was the way you said it. You could have declined more gently.
If I was too gentle, I wouldn't have been able to stop her. I'm tired of dealing with your mother. I can't handle it all by myself anymore.
Can't we just let her do what she wants?
Are you serious?
That goes for the face masks and the food too. We should just accept her good intentions gracefully. If it makes her happy, why not?
If we let her do what she wants, your mother will just run wild.
Let it be. You could just allow her to create the garden too. That's a lot better than having her upset.
Here you go again, saying something irresponsible.
You're too hard on her. It's just some hobbies in her old age. Just let her have her way.
All right then. Okay, I'll let her do as she wishes. Don't blame me for whatever happens.
Hey, where are you? Are you out somewhere? Come back home right now. Mom is insisting on moving in with us.
That's right. Your mother wants to. So, I said okay.
What? You agreed to let her live with us? What are you thinking?
She's been asking to move in for a while now. I've always gently turned her down. But you said we should let her do as she pleases, didn't you? So I stopped saying no. She looked so happy.
Our small house doesn't have room for 3 adults. You'd be bothered too if she was living under the same roof, wouldn't you?
I'll be moving out. So it's fine.
What? You're joking, right?
I need some space from you for a while. I'll be staying at my sister's place. So you live together alone with your mother.
Why are you leaving? Saying you need space. What on earth happened?
Oh, you're so carefree. Haven't I told you many times? I'm tired of dealing with your overly intrusive mother.
Is that why you're leaving? For such a thing.
You say it's such a thing, but do you realize how much of my time has been taken away because of your mother? And it's so tiring to deal with her. It's 10 times more exhausting than work.
There's no need to leave because of that. Do I have to eat my mother's home-cooked meals every day from now on? It'll upset my stomach.
I don't care. If you hate it that much, you should push her out yourself. This happened because of you.
A person like you. Noom would leave just because they have a bit of dissatisfaction with their mother-in-law, you know? All right, do as you please.
Do as you please? You really love that phrase, don't you? Do as you please means I don't want to get involved because it's troublesome, right? You're such an irresponsible person.
The irresponsible one is you. You approved her living with us and then just left. You're abandoning your responsibility as a wife.
I've been burdened with responsibilities I shouldn't have to bear. She's your mother, you should take care of her.
Angela, I want you to come back. I'll apologize for everything that's happened. Please, come back home.
You look worn out. What happened?
I'm fed up with my mom's meddling. I think she still thinks I'm a child.
Well, I guess so. Otherwise, she wouldn't be so intrusive, right?
It's gotten worse. She came to my office because I came home late. Parents don't normally come to their grown child's office, right?
Did she go pick you up because she was worried about you?
That might be part of it, but she came to complain that they're overworking me. She barged into the office and started yelling at my boss.
Wow. That's really bad.
Because of that incident, I feel uncomfortable going to the office. I know that people at the office are gossiping about me being a mama's boy, especially the female staff. They give me cold looks. It's really tough.
She's taking advantage of you allowing her to move in, isn't she? And you probably haven't said anything. She probably thinks she can do anything for her son.
Her actions are no longer for my benefit. They're driving me into a corner.
I can't see myself wanting to return to such an environment. I'm still not coming back.
Please, come back. If you come back, even my mom would have to hold back, right? Then maybe she'd leave.
Your mother isn't the type to be humble. I think she'll try compete with me, and it'll probably get even more worse than now.
This is happening because of you. Do something about it.
It's not my fault. It's your fault for not being able to control your mother. If you don't like it, you should be clear about it.
I'm going to break down at this rate. I've been feeling unwell since I started living with my mom.
Well, eating something so rich and oily every day will of course make your health get bad. You're not young anymore, it's to be expected. And on top of that, you're practically a ticking time bomb for high blood pressure and diabetes.
I've grown tired of eating my mom's cooking. So recently, I've started to eat out more. But every time I do, she bombards me with calls and sends about 50 messages on the chat app. She's just so selfish.
She really treats you like a child, doesn't she? Her greasy meals are like something you'd feed a growing teenager, aren't they? It seems your mother doesn't realize you've become a middle-aged man.
I want to eat your cooking. I want to eat healthy and gentle meals.
I've been thinking about what to do these past 2 weeks, since I don't want to trouble my sister too. We can't keep living apart like this, can we?
That's right. So let's kick my mom out and return to our life together.
About that, I've thought hard and reached a conclusion. I've decided to go ahead with the divorce.
Hold on a minute. Divorce? Isn't that a bit of a leap?
You don't fully understand what I'm mad about. Do you? If I come home now, I'll just end up struggling again. That's why I think it's best for us to divorce.
I do understand. You're mad because I left the dealing with her all up to you, right?
See, you don't understand at all.
So what is it then?
The problem is, you never seriously confronted anyone. Not your mother, not me. That's why you could irresponsibly let your mother have her way. You didn't listen to my complaints, did you?
That's not true. I've been confronting things properly.
You can't control your mother, because you haven't really confronted her. Even now, you're in trouble, but you want me to fix it. The one who's most selfish isn't your mother, it's you.
In that case, from now on I'll properly confront you. I'll make sure to listen to your complaints. I'll keep distance from my mom and not let her burden you.
It's too late. I've been looking for a place to live, and I'm fully prepared to divorce. I'll do as I please, too.
No, wait. That's a problem. There's no way I can continue living with my mom.
Then why don't you tell your mother that? Why do I always have to get involved? You're a grown man. Speak your mind. If you can't do that, I won't care anymore. Why don't you stay as her precious little boy forever? My husband, who continued to eat his mother's cooking, saw his health deteriorate. He had to start taking medication for his blood pressure and other conditions. It seems that he developed a severe lifestyle disease. Although his mother takes care of him, their relationship can hardly be described as good, and he finds her bothersome. It seems that he is eager to find a girlfriend and get away from his mother as soon as possible. But his mother's presence hinders his search for a girlfriend. As long as he has this stumbling block called mother, no woman will want to marry him. However, while he complains about her, he continues to eat her cooking, which makes him a mama's boy after all. Getting divorced was truly the right decision.
Hey there, Amy. How are you doing? Good evening, Lisa. Guess where I am now? Now? Come to think of it, I haven't seen you for a while, Lisa. Your sister and her husband seem to be taking care of the kindergarten drop-off and pickup duties often. Yep, actually, I'm on a trip right now. Really? For a week? Today's the halfway mark. Got another week to go. Wow, that's a long vacation, huh? So your son is with your sister then? Well, you could say that. Actually, on this trip, my son might just get a new daddy. Wait, a daddy? You know, I've been a single mom since I divorced my husband 2 years ago. I've been looking for a potential new father figure for my son. So, this trip is with your boyfriend? Exactly. I texted you because this does involve you. What? Me? How does your marriage relate to me? Well, a picture speaks 1,000 words. What? This is my boyfriend. Wait a second. Isn't that Tom, my husband? Yes, indeed, you're right. So, the 2-week trip with a college friend that Tom mentioned, it was actually a secret trip with you? Looks like it. Why? What do you mean? Why my husband? Well, isn't it obvious? Your husband is going to be the CEO of a company that's doing really well right now. Such a high-profile man would be a perfect match for me. And he'd make a great dad for my son, wouldn't he? My mother always told me to choose my men wisely if I really wanted to remarry. I don't think that's what your mom meant. Isn't it common sense to look for a partner among single men? You targeted a married man. Are you out of your mind? Well, if you divorce him, Tom will be single, won't he? I meant you should look for a single man when you started dating. Well, it's too late for that now. Tom is connected to me, body and soul. You? Oh, don't worry, I'll pay you alimony. With my upcoming marriage to Tom, I'm practically set for life, so money is not an issue. That's not the point. Just calm down, okay? I'll be back after enjoying a week more of this trip. You need to come back right now. After being exposed like this, you can't just leave things as they are for another week. No way! Lisa. Oh, contacting Tom would be pointless. Didn't he tell you? He said he wouldn't be able to respond during the trip. Don't tell me you... I wanted to enjoy some lovey-dovey time, Just the two of us, so I asked him to keep his cell phone off the whole time. Does my husband know you've exposed his affair to me? No, not yet. But a week after he returns home, I was thinking of putting things in order so it would be easier for him to divorce. So, Lisa, you're doing all of this on your own accord. Don't say it like that. I'm sure he'll cry tears of joy at this surprise full of love from me. Well, I guess it's my turn to turn off my cell phone just like Tom. See you in a week. Bye-bye. Good morning, Amy. I am Rachel, the younger sister of your friend Lisa. I appreciate your exchanging contact info with me the other day. Oh, good morning. Sorry to bother you all of a sudden. I can't get in touch with Lisa. Do you know anything? What? Lisa is currently on a trip with a man she's been dating for about a week now, but I urgently needed to contact her last night. I've tried calling multiple times but can't get through. She's not reading my messages on the app we use, and I've tried emailing but no response. The hotel she was supposed to be staying at said she checked out. I have no idea where she is now. I guess you could say I'm at a dead end. Yes, exactly. I'm contacting all of Lisa's mom friends that I know of right now. Lisa's phone is off. What? Why is that? She apparently doesn't want her vacation to be disturbed. I think she'll probably keep her phone off until she comes back from the trip. Wait, you know something? Keeping her phone off all the time is... From your reaction, Lisa, it seems like you don't know who your sister is dating. Yes. She said she can't introduce him right now due to his circumstances, and that she'll tell me when they decide to get married. I see. It seems like she is somewhat aware that if this gets out, it's not going to be good. Wait, what? The man Lisa is dating is actually my husband. What? Is that true? I received a picture of them getting cozy together on their trip. I'll confront her with the details when she comes back, but judging from that, it's probably true. I apologize on behalf of my sister. She's done it again. Again? I might as well tell you now. The reason my sister divorced her previous husband is because she had an affair. And it turns out that the father of her son is another man who was married. I see. I'm truly sorry. You don't have anything to apologize for. But... You're also a victim, having to take care of your nephew because of your sister's infidelity. Your concern is much appreciated. I just don't know what to say. Anyway, it seems like there was some inconvenience because you couldn't contact your sister. What happened? Yes, actually. Our mother, who has been sick and hospitalized for a long time, is in a critical condition since last night. What? Is that true? The situation is precarious right now. I tried to contact my sister, but as you can see... Then I shouldn't have been keeping you on the text this long. Oh, my uncle is currently looking after her. But I'm sorry for having such a conversation at a time like this. No, not at all. On the contrary, this has given me the final push. I'm cutting ties with my sister. From here on out, do as you please. Understood. Now, I'm going back to be with my mother. I'm sorry for all the trouble. From now, I'll end the conversation here. Sure, take care of your mother. Hello, Amy. I'm on the train home right now, so I finally turned on my phone after a week. It was such a fun trip. I'm so overwhelmed with happiness from being loved by him. That being said, I realized it must be tough for you. I mean, I was on a trip with your husband. I'm sorry about that. By the way, have you started the divorce proceedings yet? I want to marry him as soon as possible and become a trophy wife. It's such a relief. I'm sure even my most critical friends will be convinced when they know I'm remarrying a wealthy man. No one can nag at me anymore. I'm sure even my most critical friends will be convinced when they know I'm remarrying a wealthy man. Right now, we're at your mother's funeral. Wait, funeral? What? Do you mean my mom's funeral? Hold on, excuse me, Amy, is this some kind of prank? Can you please explain in detail? I'll call you once the send-off is done. Amy, what's going on? Is this some kind of prank? Even as a joke, it's in poor taste. I said hold on. Amy, what the hell is going on? My sister isn't answering my messages. Well, your sister is the chief mourner, so she probably doesn't have the time to look at her phone yet. Wait, what? As far as I heard, your father passed away quite some time ago, and they couldn't get in touch with you, the eldest daughter, at the crucial moment. In such situation, your sister has been nobly and stoically performing her duties. So, my mother really passed away? I'm not the kind of person who would make such a distasteful joke. It's not a prank. Your mother's condition took a turn for the worse the very night you turned off your smartphone. She held on for a few days, but unfortunately she passed away in the early morning the day before yesterday. No way! I was hoping if I married a rich man, she would smile at me like before. I had been working so hard towards that. Huh. So that's why you stole my husband. Yes, that's right. When I divorced my ex-husband, my mother, who had always been so sweet to me, scolded me terribly. Well, of course she would. So I wanted to remarry a rich man with high specs and provide a safety net for her in her old age. I was just about to share this happy news. Lisa, your mother didn't seem to want that. What? Don't act like you know everything when you're an outsider. This is what your sister Rachel told me. Wait, Rachel? Your mother seemed to have noticed that you were again involved with a married man. What? Apparently there's a will. A will? The official disclosure is yet to come. I don't think it's my place to say anything about this, so please ask Rachel. Rachel? Ah, sis. You finally turned on your phone, huh? Mom is... I'm at the crematorium right now. I'm in the waiting room waiting for the cremation to finish with the rest of the family. So, it's really true. Did you hear from Amy? Knowing you probably got back from your affair trip, tried to one-up Amy, and she told you during Mom's funeral. Sounds about right. You don't need to come here. I won't allow you to offer incense to Mom. Don't come to our family home. Absolutely not. Rachel? What? Amy told me there's a will from Mom. Yeah. The formal announcement is still to come, but Mom spoke to me a bit before she became critically ill. She told me, Lisa never understands me, no matter what I say. I have no choice but to express it in action, so I wrote in my will that I'm leaving all my property to Rachel. She looked so sad. Why? I was just about to announce that I'm getting married to a high-spec man. If she knew I have a boyfriend, why would she do such a thing? You don't understand. I think it's perfectly fine for you to date high-spec men. I believe Mom wouldn't have had any complaints about that. But, if that person is a married man, it's no good. Getting involved with a married man means you're making his family unhappy. But Mom always said that my happiness is the most important. Not realizing that you're stepping on other people's unhappiness, that's what made Mom sad. I believe happiness gained at the expense of others' misery won't last long. In other words, Mom was lamenting that in your current state, you won't be able to find the path to true happiness. What? How dare you? It's too late to tell me such things now. You've been told this many times, sis. But you just interpreted things to suit yourself, never trying to truly understand Mom's feelings. And finally, with Amy's husband, you repeated the same thing you did 2 years ago. But... I won't listen to your excuses. I don't want to hear it. Rachel! I'm cutting ties with you, sis. I've told the rest of the family about your constant misdeeds. Don't expect anyone to come to your aid. And also, Your son will be adopted and raised by my husband and me. Wait! I'm his mother! That's rich, considering you've mostly left child rearing to me. Even your own son has grown more attached to us than his own mother. No way! We'll discuss the details later with a third party present. I have to get back to everyone now. Goodbye. Amy! It seems you've been talking with your sister. Let me say what I want to say now. Why are you using formal language? I'm going to divorce my husband, but he's no high roller, you know. The current CEO is my father after all. His dad isn't the CEO? Although I am the only daughter of the CEO, Tom is merely considered one of the potential future CEOs because he is my husband. Huh? If Tom does not prove his abilities, I may become the CEO, or a candidate with no blood ties might even take up the position. We are still in such a stage. You don't mean... Yes, it doesn't automatically mean that Tom will be the next CEO. No way! The company has already made a decision regarding Tom's treatment. Treatment? It's outrageous for someone who should be leading others to commit adultery, regardless of my divorce as the CEO's daughter. He has been removed from the list of future CEO candidates. In addition, his repeated trysts during work hours have come to light, causing problems in his work. And he has been decided to be terminated for violation of company compliance. No! He won't have anything left, will he? It seems so. It is your just desserts. In the future, I will contact you through a lawyer to claim damages for the adultery. Huh? I would appreciate your cooperation. I've just lost my mother. My son is also likely to be taken away by my sister. You're adding insult to injury. Do you have any empathy? Are you the one to say that? Could you show a little bit of mercy? I will thoroughly proceed. No! Excuse me then. A tumultuous week filled with various emotions has passed. Subsequently, Tom and I divorced. As for Lisa, she thought it was just a fling and put up a considerable fuss, but a mere threat of a lawsuit and the reasonable persuasion from her in-laws settled things in 3 days. Lisa also had a custody dispute with my sister and her husband over their son, but she was overwhelmingly disadvantaged due to the circumstances and suffered a crushing defeat. Her relationship with Tom also ended disastrously when it was revealed that she had exposed the affair to one-up me. Currently, both of them are working relentlessly for alimony and the like. Lisa in particular seems to be not even allowed to stand in front of her deceased mother's grave. She sent me a message just once. I'm lonely, I'm scared of being alone. I did not reply, quietly marked it as spam, and blocked her.